What's going on, you guys? It's Ethan here, and guys, today in this video, I just want to know, did I tell you in the "I'm not gonna pretend to be someone I'm not anymore" video? Did I tell you guys in that video why I turned Christian? I don't think I did, so I'm gonna tell you guys now why. My story begins when I was young, and I've never had the actual guts to open up and talk about my story. But basically, my story opened up when I was young, and I had a pretty good life. My great granny died whenever she was 75, I think. I actually can't remember. She died of cancer, and from then on, my mum raised me. We lived up in a wee flat in Ballakeel 1, and uh, things just didn't go things just didn't go better from there because they got worse because the people around there decided that they didn't like us, and they they lied by saying that my mum had done something to a kid around there when she hadn't, and they decided to put her windows through and put our windows through, and they decided to frame her, and they were gonna put her in jail and all that. Like, they were threatening to get her put in jail and all. So we decided to leave Ballakeel 1, and we went to Targery Grove near the swimming pool. But that's when things just started getting worse, because the war wasn't with the Ballakeel people. It was just inside us, because my mom and stepdad couldn't live together. They just couldn't. And I remember every night going down. There was one night when I went downstairs because I couldn't sleep, and I saw my stepdad personally trying to choke my mom to death. Um, I also saw my stepdad trying to flick knives and forks at my mom. Um, there was just a lot of things going on back then. My mom nearly got choked by my stepdad, and my stepdad decided for the best of me and the best of my mom, he would leave us, so he did. But things weren't just worse in the home, things were worse with the park that was next to us, because I used to go over there as a wee kid and play with all my friends, and it was dead on, like, but there was someone around there who was just an absolute pain in the backside. And, well, let's just say there was one day where they all ganged up on me, and they nearly stuck a needle in my stomach. But there were some nights where it got so hard for me, I wanted to commit suicide. I thought to myself, my mom and dad will never stop arguing, and things will never stop happening here in Tardry Grove. And my school was getting on me because I was getting in trouble for things that bullies were doing to me. But not only that, but two things happened in Tardry Grove that had a big impact on my mum's life as well as my life, also as well as my stepdad's life, and it was the loss of my brother. He was in the womb at the time. He was only he was still in my mom's belly at the time, and we went down to the theme park for Halloween. And my mom went on this thing, this I'm sorry. My mom went on this thing at Halloween, and it tipped her upside down, tipped her around, and it did to me as well. And we wanted to get off, and we did get off, but it was too late because the baby had died. And after that, we got news that now, some people are gonna laugh at this next bit, but if you laugh, then it's a sin. we found out that one of our cats had broke its leg whenever it was out one time, and we had to put it on a leash to make sure that it was okay. But the fact was, it had more than a broken leg. We took it to the vet, and it turned out that the cat had cancer. I'm not saying that, I really mean it. The cat had cancer. And it was about 2 weeks after that I went to school that day. And I says, whenever I come back from school, I'll hang out with you because you are one of the best cats in the world. It was too late. When I came back that day from school, my mom and my stepdad looked me in the eye, and they looked me in the eye as if to say, I'm sorry, bro, I really am. I went into the front room to see something wrapped up in cloth. So I looked down. It was the cat. It was dead, its eyes wide open. And my mum told me how he had died. Basically, earlier on the day when my mum came home from work, our other cat, Jasmine, who was really fond of Jericho. Jericho was a cat that died of cancer, but they were kind of a thing at the time, I don't know. But Jasmine walked by Jericho. This is my mum talking. Jasmine walked by Jericho, sniffed him, and then ran off, as if to say the end is near. It was too late for him. But things only got worse from there, because my mum was talking about moving house, and I was all for it. So we moved house. My stepdad left us. He joined another family. And what I forgot to say was, the person that made me alongside my mum, my biological dad, left me as soon. Like, my mum had 3 partners. He left me, then this jerk of a man came into my life. He didn't really do anything. He flirted with girls when my mum wasn't looking. She dumped him, and then in came my stepdad, who I lived with for 10 years. So after that, me and my mum lived in a wee house. It was okay house in Harville, and it was quite good. But all the while that this stuff was happening, the incident with Jericho, and the incident with my brother, and the incident with my granny earlier on in my life, it all led up to me finding God and loving him. Because I knew that God saw that I was upset. God saw that I was angry. He saw that I felt like there was no way out, and he helped me. Just to let you know, this video is going to be uploaded to both my channels. The channel that I do Christian sermons on, and the channel that I do my main stuff on. Because I want you guys to hear this. I want you guys to know what my life is all about, and how I got to this point in my life. I thought he was always looking after me, and he was. And I didn't realise it until last year that he was looking after me. But back to Harville. I was in that house with my mum, and we both had something mental going on with us. We couldn't cope. My mum couldn't cope without my stepdad. She couldn't cope with the actions that had brought us there. So we ended up beating the hell out of each other. Sometimes I got angry, I would choke my mom. Sometimes she got angry, she would choke me. I would kick her, she'd kick me. I would slap her, she slapped me. All the things you really shouldn't face as a child. But after that, there were people around our estate, because there was another woman around the estate that needed help. So I decided this was my time. I called out to them, and even though they weren't there to help us, they did. They got the social services involved, and my mum went to live in a hospital, and I went to live with Granny and Granda. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been living here for the past 6 years. Granny and Granda have raised me. They have taught me right from wrong. They have taught me everything that I didn't get. And my mum got a good experience. She she went from one hospital to another, and finally, last year, the hospital released her into a B&B in the town, but then after that she was released into a house in Ballymoney. But it was not long, it was just shortly after she was released into the house in Ballymoney that she was released into a house in Harville, and that's where she is to this current day. Guys, I just want to say thank you very much, so much for listening. The events of 2018 at Summer Madness, that is why I gave my life to God. Because when you're getting down and no one else will listen to you, He'll listen to you. And that's why I decided to be a man and step up and tell you guys this story. Because I know that He's been looking after me ever since that day. And I love you, man, I really do. And I know that my brother's up there, I know that my granny's up there, I know that my cat's up there, I know that everyone that has died in my family's up there. And I just want to say to you all, and as well as you guys on this, God bless you all. I love yous all. Yous have been supporting the Inhoy channel for ages. I've never had the gullet to step up and tell you these things myself. But I did today because I want to. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, which will be tonight whenever I go to the Halloween festival. Peace.